All right, we are in module number 4, and this is the third phase of the dating equation, and we are in commitment. So remember, attraction, uncertainty, commitment, intimacy, and engagement. So we're in the third phase, and we're doing a whole module on commitment, how to understand that you have a powerful exclusivity. So video number 1, sweeping and keeping. Many had been heartbroken, and like many of us who want to avoid pain or the potential for more pain, she wanted a guarantee. Her way of a guarantee was to take a challenge from a friend. It was simply a 36-question challenge with a stranger. The challenge goes something like this. Put aside some time to go out to coffee with a stranger of the opposite sex, preferably someone that you could be interested in. Ask each other 36 increasingly personal questions, and at the end of your time together, stare into each other's eyes without blinking for 4 minutes. Easy enough, right? Done. Mandy did it. Mandy was a blogger who experienced heartbreak and thought that this was safe enough that if it worked, awesome. If not, then she's only wasted a few hours of her time. Some of the questions included, if you could wake up tomorrow having gained one quality or ability, what would it be? That was question number 12. When did you last cry in front of another person or by yourself? That's question number 28. Tell your partner what you like about them. Be very honest this time. Say things you might not say to someone you just met. This is question 30. Mandy thought to herself, there is no way that this method of asking increasingly personal questions to each other will result in a relationship. Well, Mandy fell in love. Mandy submitted a little column about her story to the New York Times. Little did she know what was going to happen. Mandy Lynn Catron's little blog of just a few thousand people skyrocketed to over 8 million in one weekend, and everybody was asking the same question. Did the relationship last? Now we're moving from phase 2, exploring a fit, wrestling through uncertainty, right, to the big, wide world of phase number 3, commitment, powerful exclusivity. There is a challenge that many men face. It is a mindset challenge. You'll have to look it square in the eye. Moving from uncertainty to commitment is not winning. What do I mean? You have to battle this pervasive mindset that most men fall into. It's a huge lie and will destroy your relationship. And the lie is this: I've won, right? In the attraction phase, with high levels of excitement and anticipation, it's chemically easy to stay creative, edgy, and full of vibrancy. But what I've seen over and over is that many men get into a committed relationship and just let it coast. And the reason men let it coast is because in the back of their minds, they think that they've won. They think that they've conquered. They think that they've worked hard for the prize. And now I'm just going to rest on my laurels. And by the way, resting on your laurels in any area of your life will result in long-term failure. The reason that I wanted to start this module with Mandy's 36 question challenge is to prove to you that you have to trust the process. You cannot control a woman and how she feels about you, what she will respond to, or if she will reciprocate your actions of pursuit. But what you can control is creating the conditions for an amazing relationship to flourish. Remember the gardener. Gardeners create the conditions in the garden for the vegetation to grow, flourish, and thrive. Dating is the same. Now that you're in a committed, exclusive relationship, we're going to teach you how to make this process massively powerful for her. Remember, the beauty of a relationship is not in the attraction or the exclusivity of a relationship. It's in the intimacy of a relationship. Intimacy is what we all, both men and women, crave. We crave a relationship where we both can be wild and free with each other, and it's just awesome. In the movies, when the couple rides off into the sunset, the woman is sitting on the man's lap with a perpetual smile on her face, and they live happily ever after. Have you ever wondered what does happily ever after really look like? Because I tell you what, if you don't have a plan of action, a consistent, targeted action, then I'm going to tell you, in my experience, your relationship is heading for the big old fat, lazy, and mediocre everyday relationship. And believe me, there are plenty of mediocre men out there who have modeled who you've modeled your life after, but that's not who you are. The fact that you're investing in yourself and you're learning how to do relationship well tells me that you care about how to be masterful and great at relationships. How to sweep and keep her off her feet. Let me tell you that sweeping and keeping is possible. For many men, getting to this point is scary, especially if you've been in a long-term relationship before and it hasn't worked out. Here is what I want you to know. I'm going to be teaching you how to put your best foot forward, how to go after it, how to do relationship like a master. You see, what fear does to us is that it causes a sense of reluctance, and reluctance leads to apprehension, and apprehension leads to failure. And it's time to go after it. It's time to go all in, right? Well, we want to do this in a smart way. What I don't want you to do in this phase is to go all in because of fear. Lots of men out of desperation and lag put pressure on themselves to perform, and what happens with action out of desperation is rejection, heartbreak. I've just seen it too many times. More often than not, though, it's the relaxation mode that sabotages the relationship, especially in the commitment phase. When the man relaxes, what he doesn't realize is that romantic gestures fuel a woman's attraction for him. When a man fails to continue to offer the romantic gestures, her expectation levels start to increase. And when her expectation levels increase, but not met, you enter into a cycle of failed expectation and disappointment. We got a whole video on that later, right? He has lost his momentum. He becomes increasingly passive and loses the edge. It's at this point that a man thinks it is the woman's fault because he has done everything he's needed to do in order to win her over, and he blames her. When in reality, it's just that he started to coast in the relationship. One of the last things you want to do is become reactive rather than proactive. There are some men who have the skills to sweep a woman off her feet, but there's an additional set of skills needed to keep her off her feet. In this module, we're going to explore what it means to sweep and keep. Once you understand the core actions and have a proactive game plan to continue to offer those romantic gestures, figure out what she likes, what she wants, you'll be establishing the conditions for the fruit of your labor to be enjoyed. You're not there yet. We're going to help you to get there. Hang on. It's going to be fun. So I will see you in video number 2, and this is the dating equation part 1. We'll see you soon, y'all.